up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Quade Can't Leave Anything Alone. We are back again with another beautiful episode. What we have behind us is the beautiful X5. As you see, this is all stock in here, and it's not gonna cut it for me. It's not gonna cut it for me. So what we're going to do today is dive into making a custom intake. Shout out to some guys on the BMW Diesel Enthusiast group on Facebook. There is a tremendous great parts list that tells you every piece you need to put a cold air intake on this thing, to get some wastegate flutter, to just help the thing breathe better, and overall just look cool and just be better. You know, it's just going to be better. So we're going to go dive through the parts right here. I got in the special boxes in front of me. It's a bunch of miscellaneous stuff to kind of put together in a kit to make it work. It's actually really cool. There's a guy 3D printing these right now. I was going to try to 3D print one, but I don't want to step on anybody's shoes, so I may just print one for myself and kind of see how that goes. We're going to try this mock-up kit real quick, see how it fits, and go from there. Our parts list is pretty simple here, considering we only have to take this hose off, and we're going right down here. We have to relocate the math, take all of this bull crap off. I apologize for that ringing. Dude, I have no idea what that sensor is in here. Every time we cut the car off and open the hood, it does that for like 10 minutes. I don't know, so I apologize. But we're going to take this off down here right to the turbo inlet, and we're going to connect everything together. These are going to have to be bent. This came in straight. We're going to bent this into 45, as you see. I'm going to fix that little in there, because all of this has to come and close with the hood, like that factory one right there. And this intake is going to sit just like that, come up through here with the 90s, 45 back down, and then go into here. So this is also going to be a cut in half, because I'm going to need this to strengthen this one piece so it doesn't collapse when I try to tighten it. And it's kind of going to be just a hard piece to make that be able to be tightened down on a clamp and sealed properly. So let's go ahead and dive into this, guys. I'm super freaking excited. Okay, so this is our mass airflow sensor. Airflow is pointing down, of course, as the thing goes. So we have our 3.5 inch to 3 inch coupler right here. This is 3 inches going to go down here to the turbo inlet for air, and we are going to just slide that down with another Tbolt clamp. This is going to sit something like this, so it's out of the way of everything and still clears, and I can easily access the Tbolt, and I can easily access the sensor plug, and we can get everything right there. I might chop these off because I don't like how they're going to stick out, so I might take the Dremel and like cut those flush or something, but for right now this works pretty good. Probably should have bought a new one and replaced it. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but it's just got 100,000 miles on it, so there's no telling. But yeah, so we're gonna, next step is to slide this down here. So our next step is we're going to need 90, I believe. Yes, the 90. And we're going to need to connect that, because we're going to come up from the 90 over to here and back down. And this is where I'm going to have to go cut this guy, because I need part of him to go into one of these couplers to make it, like I said, from collapsing on itself. So we're going to jump into that right now. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure this is done 110%, like, you know, we should do, and like we do on everything here. I wanted to note here, if you guys are installing this intake and you're having some trouble, not really trouble, but you're just thinking that the coupler that connects to the turbo inlet down at the bottom, I'll post a picture right here. If you're thinking that is not seating all the way down on the turbo inlet, it is because it doesn't look like it. But I promise you it is. I'm going to try to show you the best of my ability with a camera right now, or if I can pull up a picture from Google, I will put it somewhere on the screen for you guys. It doesn't look like it sits all the way on there. I've struggled with this for like 10 minutes trying to make sure it sits, taking it back on, taking it back off. I can't physically like pull it off. I like try to snatch it, but you're not going to be putting that much pressure on anyway, if any pressure at all. But just wanted to note to you guys, it sits at an angle, probably about a 45 degree, and you're going to have more on one side than the other. But what I did, thankfully, and you can do this if you don't have to have two of them, just don't put it together yet and go ahead and set it on there if you care what I'm talking about. This right here is the adapter we're using. If you look and go ahead and put this on there with nothing in the top, you'll notice that in this little lip in the inside, and this lip in the inside, see how you have that little space right there? It actually sits all the way inside of that lip, just like it's supposed to, and it goes over the little knurl, so it seals perfectly. So just note that little lip in there, you are getting full seated in there, and I'll show you the reason it doesn't look like it. There's a little grommet that holds some of the wires there, and it stops it from going all the way down, and it's kind of going to sit like this. Let me show you. Okay. Do you see that right there? This is as far as that coupler is going to go down, because it's touching, unfortunately, and it will not get any further out of the way. right there, there's that little grommet, and it seats down flush right there, and we'll hit it. This is that bracket for the actual inlet that holds it to the motor on a little bracket right there. You're only going to go down and touch right there. There's a little knurl that's stopping it, and it's going to appear that you are not all the way seated down. Now we go to the back side, and we can see that there's no knurl left. We are seated all the way down right here, and it's going to be perfectly fine. I could not pull it back off. It is very tight, very secure. You're not going to have any leaks or anything. It just looks very weird, and it kind of throws you off. You're like, this thing is not sealing. Why is it not going all the way down? I actually took on that little nipple back there. What I did was I took an X-Acto, very carefully put a rag in the inlet so nothing would drop in there, and I trimmed that little nipple down so it would sit all the way flush on that. Like you guys were seeing, it was up just a little bit. What I did was trim that just so, for my peace of mind, it sits down all the way on that, and I know it's going to be flush and it's going to be good. Now we can go on to getting the rest of this in. It's really not a bad install. That was the only hiccup I've had so far. I just wanted to note. We're going to go ahead and get this routed all the way here. We're going to use another 90 to come from there to here. I'll let you guys know if that 45 was needed. I'm not really thinking it was needed here. It was in the parts list. Maybe if you're wanting to go over here. Oh, I could see that. Okay, maybe if you're wanting to, well, no, not really. I don't really know. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe the 45 goes right here, and then the 90 could come from here, right here, and then your intake could sit over there. Yes, I'm not really sure. Maybe that's going to sit like this. Maybe this guy is going to come from there all the way down into here, and maybe he's going to bend like that, and then you take your 90, and you could go over there with that, and then this filter and whole setup with the dry bag is going to sit somewhere over here, I presume. Is that kind of what we're going for here? Is that one colder than this side? I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're just going to skip one of these. I don't know if this 45 is probably going to be the move, honestly, because it looks like it might crush better. And it's a little bit longer than this 90. If you hold them side by side, it's a little longer. And that'll give us some more length right there, which we desperately need. And yeah, I'm thinking we're just going to run it like this. And this is going to sit in here. Of course, straight. I got to cut this off. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do, guys. Now that we have cut this, I got my little piece right here. I'm just wiping everything, make sure there's no shavings sitting anywhere. Got this thing all cleaned up. I also have my other big pipe right here. I'll wipe this down as well. What we're gonna proceed to do now is connect the whole thing together, essentially. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the center right here. I have one concern of this kind of sticking up really high. I'm not sure if I was supposed to cut that or what. We may have to go back in and slice that. Not a big deal at all. I've got the cutters to do it. So this is supposed to go right here into this, just like that. Perfection. And once that is in there, I'm assuming this can just kind of collapse like that, and that'll be fine. It doesn't seem to affect flow. Now here's where we decide if we're going to use our 45 or our 90. I haven't really decided yet. It's seeming like it's going to be the 45 though, considering this also needs to be turned a little bit. I'm going to have to loosen that clamp and turn that. And so this is all 3-inch tubing, but what we're doing here is kind of squishing it into an oval, as you can see, because the hole right here is an oval, and the oval will actually clear the hood. The factory intake already rubs on the hood, so we're trying to prevent any further rubbing. Hopefully, if any rubbing at all. I think we are going to have to cut that. I'm not sure if I like that, guys. I might have to use this 90. And for this right here being a circle, all we're going to do is take this metal ring, squeeze this pipe a little bit, and push this ring into here. That way we have something that is solid, so when we tighten down our clamp on our air filter, it will not squish anything and it will be flush everywhere. So that's kind of what we're looking for right there. And that way, when this air filter goes on like that, it can clamp down on something hard and it's not going to compress like this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the intake is done. What we have here is a custom to the BMW diesel forum. I'm sure others have done this, but this is straight from the forum. What we have is our mass airflow down here to the turbo inlet. Then we have a 3-inch to a 3.5-inch coupler connected to a 3.5-inch 90, bent into an octagon right here with a 3.5-inch aluminum piece of pipe bent into an octagon, connected again to another 3.5-inch 90, came down to here, piece of aluminum in here bent into an oval to connect to this oval filter. I will drop all the part numbers down below and all the links. Shout out to all the guys on the diesel forum. I believe Evan somebody is the guy that originally created this and shared it with the forum. There's another guy, like I said, 3D printing a single piece to go from there, bolt down, and then come all the way to here to a filter. Freaking sick. I may make one for my personal use only. So with us having the RC business and doing all that stuff, I was kind of thinking we could jump into that and do one, but I don't want to jump on anybody's toes here since someone is already in the works of making that. I may try to print one for my own liking and my own well-being, and maybe then like have that as my prototype to make it out of carbon fiber. I think that'd be freaking sick, and that's kind of my goal of this thing. As you guys know, I, 1, can't leave anything alone, and 2, I can't keep anything, it seems, except the E92. But, so yeah, I don't know how long this girl will be here. We're having fun, but right now we got some things planned for it. We've already done a bunch. But, yeah, I don't know if I'll go that far, if that makes any sense. But yeah, intake is on. Let's crank this thing up, see how good it sounds. You're supposed to hear a bunch of the turbo noise. We did the muffler delete last night, so I'm super excited about this. Let's see how it sounds. That is super sick right there, folks. That's what we're looking for. Freaking awesome. Intake works. Sounds great. It looks decent. That's why I said I want to make another one. It's cool, but it's not the most aesthetically pleasing. We do have the engine bay cleaned up now. All of this factory intake is gone out of the way. We can actually reach our dipstick without running into things. Probably going to unbolt these little nipples right here because they're not needed anymore. They're what held the intake on. And now we can kind of just really see everything. Now we can really get to this piece right here, which is part of our evap system. We're going to go ahead and install a catch can as well. I'm going to go ahead and order that. Just to help prevent some things from getting into the intercooler and just blow by and everything. But yeah, guys, super happy with this. If you liked the video, please leave me a like. If you didn't, leave me a dislike. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really hope you found some value and entertainment in it. I hope it taught you how to make a custom intake for your X5, maybe give you some ideas of what you can do. I'm pretty sure this works for a 335 as well. 335D, this is only the diesels with the M57 motor here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, whenever and wherever you guys are watching this. I hope you have an awesome time, and I thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this. It means the world to me, guys, and I will see you next time.